Some major sales today and tomorrow on Amazon. There's an alert to that. There you go, October 7th and 8th, the company's prime big deal days. This is we're now starting to see the impact of tariffs on consumer prices as well. So a good time to welcome in certified financial planner Doug Flynn and retail analyst Heather Herzog, two of our favorite financial types. Good to see you both. What should I be buying on Amazon, Heather? Or maybe you don't have any good hints for me today, but this is, I guess, going to tell us a little bit about where the consumer is, right? Or no?
Oh, I have a lot of hints for you. If anything, you should be buying eggs because eggs have gone up in 86% since 2020. So apart from your groceries, you should be buying on Amazon. There are toys that are on deep discounts. There are kitchenware stuff for your home discounted up to 50%. And one thing I wanted to point out too is that through the research I've done, about 60% of the things that are being sold on these Amazon Big Deal Days are from independent retailers. So we're talking about small businesses that are selling on the Amazon platform to get their merchandise out. So that is one way. And we're talking about, I mean, I don't have the breakdown of how many small businesses are American businesses, but you're at least supporting small business there and can mitigate some of that tariff.
That all sounded good, but I got distracted right after the eggs, and now I'm just thinking about having an egg sandwich for some reason. So that's just me. Doug, what would you say? Big picture, I'm only kidding, Heath. I was listening to what you said about small businesses. Doug, about the American consumer, though, and you know, how he or she's holding up right now.
Yeah, I think when the tariffs first came out, a lot of the increase was not pushed down to them, and that typically happens. Usually, you know, 2/3 of that increase is absorbed in the initial stages, but that tends to wane over time. So you're starting to see that filter into consumers, and of course, there's multiple things that can happen, which is why it isn't a direct transfer. If a tariff is up 20%, you're not going to pay 20%. There's competition. There's, you know, they might choose different products. There's all that goes into it. But there's only so much these companies can absorb before they do start passing it down, and that's happening. And so people are starting to feel it, and I think that's waning on consumer sentiment. But in reality, you know, even though there might be certain things that are up 5 or even 20% in particular that are imported, the overall impact across the sort of consumer basket, if you will, on a macro level, might only be about 1.5% in cost overall to people. So that's not nothing, but it is certainly something that, you know, you want to be wary about if it continues for an extended period of time.
You know, Doug makes a really good point there, and you're right, it's not nothing. But the fact that it's not as bad, Heath, as we thought it would be, like we in the media may have done the American economy a favor by, you know, saying how horrible things were going to be, as crazy as it sounds. Because now when it actually happens and trickles down, and maybe this is not right, but it's kind of the way I think about it, people aren't as shocked, and they're not as like, whoa, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm paying a little more, it's not great, but then maybe they still spend this holiday season. You agree with that or no?
I mean, I have to say, I kind of disagree with Doug there. I mean, as a consumer, I'm out there.
Me too, as it turns out. That's fine.
We're certainly, you know, the prices are increasing, but what we're not talking about is how long it gets to our home. There's a real delineation between how we shopped prior to the pandemic and how we shop now. We're very used to things appearing at our home. I have 2 6.5-year-old twins. They want things at the house immediately, and that's sort of the after cost of these tariffs and things being held up in customs. Just as an anecdote, I bought a couple rain jackets for my kids from Canada that was held up in customs for 4 weeks. Oh. When you shop on these other platforms, for example, American stores like Target and Walmart, but also on Amazon, that logistics handled much more easily. So when you have consumers buying things last minute, especially getting into the holiday season, that's something they have into consideration.
Only about 30 seconds, Doug. Quick thoughts on that to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think on a micro level, there's always going to be these things. You're used to doing whatever you want, whenever you want it, and getting it as soon as you want to. And you might have to think differently, especially you get closer to the holidays. But that's on a micro level. There's definitely things that are going to be way up. You mentioned eggs and some other things. Yeah. But really, what it's going to come down to is, and this is where it hits on CPI. You look at the CBO, and they say that all of this is going to translate to less than 0.5 point of extra inflation. Now, again, not nothing, but and there's certainly going to be things that are very high. But on an overall level, it's going to have some impact, and maybe some of those tax savings would offset some of that. Hopefully. It's just a matter of how long it lasts.
We like talking to both of you. Thank you, Heath. Thank you, Doug. Exactly 4 p.m. Eastern.